Okay, today I'm just going to show you really quickly how to build a chart from a table in PowerPoint. You are supposed to open a new PowerPoint, pick a design, and add a table. You can do that by doing Insert and going to Table, but there's also these icons in this placeholder, so I'm just going to click this. It was supposed to be a 3 by 3. Just built it like that. We're supposed to label this with test, pass, fail. And then here was the MOS word test. You can see that, and then I don't know, it doesn't really matter what these numbers are, I just made them up, but 58 and 12 or something like that. And then MOS Excel test, and 42 and 18. Because I use the content placeholder, the table is as big as this whole part. You can obviously resize it or do whatever you want. Notice it has a header row. You can turn the header row off, but it probably looks better with a header row. You could do something to the first column if you wanted to. That's what all that stuff means. You could add a total row, all those kind of different things. Obviously, you can change the style of your table to something else if you don't like those colors, or you can change the effects or different things like that. Also on the layout, you can do different things with your table as far as that goes. Okay, so the table is a nice way to display data, but also so is a chart. So we're going to insert a chart. So the charts on PowerPoint are a little tricky. Remember the difference between a column and a bar. I know in mostly your real life, no one really cares about the difference between a column and a bar, but that's the difference. Let's do a bar chart just for the fun of it today. So I'm going to click OK. What happens in PowerPoint is it brings up this little display. So I'm going to resize my, I can't resize my chart here a little bit so that I can move it over here. Maybe resize it even more so you can see this. So we're going to make a chart of this table. So this is a table, this is a chart. You'll notice how it says category 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's showing up over here on the side. And series 1, 2, 3 are these colors. So we're going to type right here the MOS. Well, I'm just going to put Word and Excel. Now you'll notice that we still have category 3 and category 4. If you delete these, that's fine, but you still have these bars. And even if you delete these numbers, you're still going to have this space. So what you really want to do is resize this, because really we just want to show Word and Excel, and up here we want to show who passed and who failed. And it doesn't really matter that we have information here because we resized this part. So then I would type 48 and 12 and, sorry, 58 and 42 and 18. So you can see that our chart now shows the people who passed and people who failed. Sometimes it's hard to read that, and so you can put data labels on there that shows those numbers. 48, you know what those numbers are, kind of help with that. There's all sorts of different ways you can show this. You can see you can include the data table with it, so some people like that, and then you could just delete that other table altogether. So don't be afraid to click on this plus sign and do different things with that. So there's our chart. I'm going to close this. Again, with charts, you have design and format tools. So if you needed to get back to your data, you could edit your data right here. I'll bring that up and you can kind of do whatever you need to with that. I noticed that the switch row and column is not highlighted here, but when I went in to edit my data right here, just kidding, not there. When I selected my data, then I could switch my row and column. So if I switched them, then it says pass fail here, and then Word and Excel are the different colors. So again, that was, oops, where did my PowerPoint go? That was just in select data. You can change the style of your chart. This is style number 7, that's kind of cool. You can change the colors, obviously, to whatever you want. These are the layouts, so this is layout number 1. Layout number 2 puts the legend at the top. Layout number 3. Layout number 4, you can see these are different layouts. So layouts, styles. So some people like charts better than tables. Again, some people like both, so you could always pick this one. And then you'd have your table with it. So anyway, The other thing I want you to know today is we're just going to make like a gibberish list of bulleted items. And we're just messing around with this. You don't even have to do this with me. You can just watch. And so if you have a bulleted list, you can increase the indent of those bullets by clicking these icons, and you'll see they get smaller, or decrease the list level like that. You can also take all of these, and in PowerPoint you can convert to SmartArt. So this is kind of nice because you can make your list look a lot more professional by just picking a SmartArt that makes sense. So whatever SmartArt you like, I'm going to pick this one. You can convert it back to text right here. You can convert it to other shapes. Don't be afraid to click on stuff. Look around. You can change the colors. So if you wanted it to be multicolored, you could do that. Okay, the other thing is sometimes we want to rearrange our shapes, but if you click and drag these shapes, that doesn't really rearrange them. You'll want to use these right and left icons or move up and move down, and you'll see that that moves your stuff around. So when you're dealing with SmartArt, don't try to drag them yourself. Just use these little move up, move down things to get those to show up. So you can see with just a few things, we can make our PowerPoint look a lot better with charts, tables, and SmartArt rather than just having these boring slides with bulleted lists. I mean, what would you rather read and look at? So today you're going to be working on charts and tables and SmartArt and kind of playing around with that. If you did follow along with me, great. If you don't need to save it if you did follow along. Otherwise, you just learned quick things about how to do a chart and SmartArt. And so you today are going to be logging into Gmetrics. We have 10 questions on SmartArt and charts, and then we're going to start our first practice test because we're going to take our PowerPoint test on Friday. Okay, all right, good job.